Leucine is one of the three branched-chain amino acids, along with isoleucine and valine, that continue to be very popular in the world of bodybuilding as well as strength and conditioning. But here is a new study that crossed my computer screen that I think is going to get people's attention. Can leucine help people who are on a diet? So the title of this study is a long one. It's the impact of leucine supplementation on body composition and glucose tolerance following energy restriction, an 8-week randomized controlled trial in adults at risk of metabolic syndrome. So it's a pretty straightforward investigation. 37 adults who are at risk of prediabetes, they are given either a placebo, which was lactose, a sugar, or leucine for 8 weeks. And the amount of leucine used in this study was 3 grams a day. So more specifically, they took 2 grams at breakfast, 2 grams at lunch, and 2 grams at dinner. And as they say in the title, the study did last 8 weeks. So no surprise here, after 8 weeks, everybody lost some weight. However, here is where things get interesting. So remember, these people were at risk of prediabetes. So did leucine have any effect whatsoever on helping metabolic syndrome? And the bad news is no, leucine did not. Didn't help glucose tolerance. It didn't have any effect on improving metabolic syndrome whatsoever. So that is the bad news. However, here is the interesting good news. The people taking leucine supplements seem to have preserved more of their muscle mass during dieting. Now, it wasn't much. It came out to about 1 or 2 pounds difference between those taking leucine and those taking just a placebo, but it was a clinically significant difference. Now, what's also interesting in this paper is that this muscle preservation effect of leucine appeared to work better in men than in women, although I must say I'm not totally sold on this result yet, because when I looked at the number of men and women in the study, it was heavily weighted towards women. So I would personally like to see this study replicated with a larger study involving more men to see if it really does work better in men than women. Now, another thing that's interesting here is that the findings of this investigation appear to kind of support the results of a previous study where women were given leucine and put on a diet, and these researchers also seem to show that leucine appeared to preserve muscle more than women who didn't get leucine, although the results in that study were not actually clinically significant, so it's hard to say. Although I will point out in that paper they used 10 grams of leucine each day, whereas in this current study they were using only 3 grams. So what does all this mean for you? Well, if the results of this investigation are to be believed, it means that if you're trying to lose weight and you're looking to try to hold on to as much muscle as you possibly can, well then maybe leucine might help you do that. Although I would also point out that if you have diabetes, leucine, according to this study, does not appear to have any effect on diabetes or prediabetes.